I have a large wool blanket that I've put over my work table. It makes it much softer to press onto and will absorb any excess water. We'll start on the lining. If you have a polyester lining and it can't take a hot cotton setting, then that's your problem. All we need to do is go all across the inside of the jacket, flattening the lining, taking out any creases that will have happened in putting it together, though also sharply creasing the pleats under the armhole, across near the top of the front lining and the centre back pleat. Iron over the shoulder, which is most likely easily done with a ham. Sharply crease the hem as well. Here, the seam allowance of the jacket seems to be bouncing up a bit, so I'm opening that through the lining. While ironing the lining, we want the main fabric to be very much flat behind it as well. I'll say here that we should press the jacket before putting on the buttons, but I had already put them on at this point. We'd prefer to press the jacket before putting on the buttons so that there aren't any disc-shaped pieces of horn stuck to our jacket, as we are trying to individually make areas very flat and smooth. Once it looks good, start on the facings. Use a press cloth. Put it on the part that you want to iron and spray it with a little water and press it dry, pressing all along the front edge. I'll reiterate again, you cannot get the lining wet, because the water will stain it, and I've yet to meet a lining that it doesn't. Lay the lapel out flat and press it without pressing on the brake line just yet. Fold it over the brake line, and we want to only press the top 10 centimeters or so from the gauge line. It's important that the whole of the brake line isn't pressed over flat, because it's not what bespoke jackets look like. It's all in the natural roll. That's what the padding on the lapel and the collar is for. The collar is folded more sharply, while the padding in the lapel facilitates the rolling wave of the fabric. Pressing across the collar, making sure the excess, when it's folded, is pushed towards or over the brake line. We'll press down the front edge on the other side of the jacket. We also want to press the hem flat. Over the pockets, the body and back, shoulders, I'm just naming all the parts at this point. Keep the lining flat underneath as well during this. When pressing around the flap pockets, move the flaps up out of the way and then press them in a bit. However, across the chest at the top of the dart, I'd made the mistake of pressing the canvas or the chest flat, kind of going against the shape we put into it when we prepared the canvas and canvassed the forepart. We'd best press it in much the same way we had pressed them originally, pressing each side, giving it shape, possibly letting it drape over the board. I'll mention that this stage of the jacket is called top pressing. All the pressing that we're doing while making the jacket is called under pressing, which almost recontextualized for me the concept that a well-made jacket shouldn't need to be pressed. If you have the opportunity to just make from start to finish, and you don't need to pack away your work every time that you have to stop, you'll be able to thoroughly underpress and preserve the pressing, giving you a very easy experience top pressing. We absolutely shouldn't press the break line across the collar flat either, but lay your collar flat and make sure that we don't press across the border under the press cloth. A sleeve board would be especially helpful for the sleeve, and again, the buttons shouldn't be on the jacket yet. They're a hindrance to pressing it, and I can't get the sleeve as high onto the board as I'd like to be able to if the cuffs were open. The flaps should also get their own individual press because we moved them out of the way, pressing the front. Something you may like to think about is proper heat-proof barbecue cooking mitts. Something that we've all tried is holding up a garment with our hand on the other side and trying to press a certain area. It's so tempting because it'd be so easy if we could just hold it up in the correct position and press. We can use the mitts as a very versatile pressing hammer for a final press. Although, come back to this video after a year or so and see what you think. Once we've done the fabric, we might like to touch up the lining again. Press over the tab on the pocket if you have one to make sure it is really flat and crisp. Iron over the whole of the jacket inside out, including, I'm sure, the inside of the sleeve over a sleeve board. This is a job and a half, and there are literally people who iron jackets for a living, so no, I don't know everything, and yes, it's as complicated as difficult and annoying as it seems.